I mean, when we first spoke, start of the year, we were just getting things going and going through what we should be doing to get deals like this, and to be here in September with 3 deals in the bag is quite good going, don't you think?
I'm comfortable with saying that, no, I'm not going to give you that just because you've asked for it.
Yeah.
And it's, if I want to proceed, I will offer you my service.
Yes, exactly.
Because you know what landlords are like. They want to instantly feel like they're calling all the shots and being ready to close within an hour or two of getting back. In the first 2 units, every booking that we've had, and it's only been a handful because they've been long-term bookings.
Brilliant.
Have all been direct as well, so we didn't miss out on any commission from through Airbnb or anything like that.
Some people spend so many more years than they need to trying to figure something out when they could just join a program, join a mentorship, and accelerate their progress, and learn from someone else's mistakes rather than making their own.
The people who try and go it alone,
it's risky.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
There's too many.
You'd be able to work it out. On your own without any guidance. It's having the circle of knowledgeable people, the people that have walked the path before you, around you to help make those decisions and guide you sort of every step of the way. You've got to be able to have a person or people around you to be able to bounce ideas off and go, right, okay, this is what I've done. This is what the next step is.
What do you think you'd say to someone, I don't know, starting out? When you first started, when we were speaking in the beginning of the year, it was all very new to you, a lot of information to digest. What would you say to your old self maybe in January when you weren't sure if it would work? What encouragement would you give someone starting from scratch? Welcome back to Luke's Properties YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be interviewing another one of my success students, Jason. I started working with Jason and his partner Mia at the beginning of the year, and since then they've gone on to get their first 3 rent-to-rent properties in Manchester. There's loads of value in this conversation, so without further ado, let's get into it. How have you been getting on then? Excited to hear about your journey so far. A lot's happened since we last spoke.
No, it's like we took on the 2 units pretty much like back to back. So while we were setting up one, we were signing contracts for the other one, and negotiating back and forth. And getting everything over the line. And luckily, we were able to get a decent rent-free period on the second one as well. So that helped us build a bit of time in. We didn't get a deposit free on that one, but what I'm going to do is, and I've seen others do this, is where they've built up a really good rapport with the landlords. Is that after around coming up to like the 6-month mark, is basically request if they're happy with everything, if they'd be happy to hand back the deposit.
Worth a go.
I've heard others have been able to successfully do that.
I think it's just initially getting over the trust hurdle, isn't it? They're very much used to charging deposits, so I think once they've seen how you're working with them for 6 months and the rent's always paid on time and they're happy with the service, then it's a conversation worth having.
Touch wood, everything's gone well with the first 2. And we've sent them, we've done follow-ups. And this is how the 3rd unit came along, because it was a referral from the landlord. They were so happy with us.
Brilliant.
Just bragging about us to friends, family, saying how professional we are and stuff like that.
Because it's such a valuable service, isn't it? And not a lot of people are offering it, so they're going to tell their friends about it, if they're happy with it. I've had similar stuff happen to me, and that's the compound effect of doing good work, I guess.
For sure, yeah. So we had the landlord reach out to us, say that they've been referred by such a person. And it was like, cool, okay, let's jump on a call, let's have a chat, see where you are, see where you're up to, what your situation is, get an understanding, what they want to do, and then sort of played off that a little bit, and leverage the situation and the scenario to our benefit.
Perfect.
And was able to a lot again, a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
A lot of my
Yeah.
landlords at the minute all seem to be very high level intellectuals,
Hmm.
all all similar backgrounds to me. So, the tech, cyber security type industry.
Perfect.
I play on that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
I
absolutely, as
lean
you should.
I lean into it. As soon as I mention that, it's almost like boom,
Yeah.
I've got the trust then,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
that's one of the top tips that people can get. It's like you have to find some sort of common ground, don't you? And the quicker you can find it, the better. And it's almost like talking about everything other than the actual rent-to-rent property itself can really build that
Yeah.
rapport. So anything like that you can find common ground on tech, sports, food, anything that you can find some sort of common ground on can really go a long way to build that trust, can't it?
Yeah. So my go-to thing is like during the first part of the conversation
Yeah.
intro is that I throw it in there and say, look, this is my background.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
this
Yeah.
is what I do or did do.
Yeah.
Um, I also leverage that to sort of say this, from doing that corporate work,
Hmm.
that's where I've built up my black book of contacts for
Nice.
professional and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and so yeah, it was a lot of back and forth
Yeah.
on this one more so than any that we've done so far.
Hmm.
Really niggly with very
Details.
specific thing details. Yeah,
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Some
so
people are like that, aren't they? And you just have to be willing to go through that process. Like, we've had deals that have taken 2, 3 weeks of back and forth, multiple conversations,
yeah,
going and meeting them face to face. I don't know whether you've had to do that as well. Um, just hashing out everything until everyone's happy, basically.
yeah, yeah, and I think where it's where it's helped us, like even though we're new and relatively new company and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
is it's shown professionalism when we've pushed back and said, well, actually, no,
Yeah.
we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm willing to meet you on this, and this,
Yeah.
but you'll need to compromise on that and that.
That's
Um,
very wise. Very wise that you said that because it's quite tempting to, especially when you're eager to get going, right? We've had this with so many of the other students where they just promise the world just because the landlords feel like you're there to save them and you can just offer them everything they want. Whereas it actually has to be a mutually beneficial agreement, doesn't it? It's
yeah,
you're running a business
yeah,
end of the day, and for you to provide a good service, you have to be profitable, right? And people get that wrong often. I've made mistakes like that in the past, especially when I was new, promising the world and under delivering, and it's better to find a fair agreement and over deliver. I found in my experience.
yeah. And I've been making the point, like very early on in the conversation as well,
Yeah.
that just trying to get hint to them that I'm in control here, and that
Yeah.
you know you're not telling me
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
offering
Stand
you a
your
service,
ground.
and it's if I want to proceed, I will offer you my
Yes.
service.
Yes.
Um,
Exactly.
because you know what landlords are like. They want to instantly feel like they're calling all the shots.
Well, they do feel
Uh,
like that straight away, don't they? Because you want to rent their property, so they're like, well,
yeah,
okay, well, I'm in control here, but in actual fact, what you've just said there is so important, like putting the power back in your hands.
yeah,
And I think being willing to say no and walk away as well, is such an underrated skill and quite difficult to get when you're new and you really want your first deal, right? So it's kind of something that happens as time goes on. But the fact that you've managed to get that under your belt now is brilliant, and that will look after you that skill for many years to come.
yeah. I mean, I think all of that comes from like my corporate sales
Yeah,
background and stuff like
yeah,
that.
definitely helped you.
Negotiating contracts, accounts.
Yeah.
I used to speak with very big people within
Hmm.
the financial security industry and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, I
bank,
remember you
major
saying.
banks and all that. So
Yeah,
that I'm comfortable with it. I'm
yeah,
comfortable with saying that no, I'm not going to give you that just
yeah,
because you've asked for it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but I found it's really helped. I found it's it sets us apart from the yes men
Yes,
in the industry.
yeah,
Um,
because there's a lot of them.
yeah, yeah. And it helps the whole once we lay that sort of initial foundation right at the beginning, it flips the mentality straight
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And it brings them down a peg. It's like, right, okay,
Absolutely.
it's like now I understand. The landlord is sort of in that mentality of, right, okay, it's more of a stable, it's a more of a 50-50 thing here rather
Yes.
than
70
I want
30.
guaranteed. Yeah, rather than I want guaranteed rent and you're the
Everything's
desperate guy
paid
who's going
for.
to give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I think what's
exactly.
happened is, I think there's so many people in the market now who are promising the world and under
Yeah,
delivering. I think initially when you first have that conversation, they stereotype you as if you're one of those guys, you know?
yeah,
Maybe you
yeah,
haven't got educated or you haven't got any skills in sales, and they just presume that you're gonna promise them everything and it's all on their terms, you know? So pushing
yeah,
back and setting your limits and things that you need to be in place for you to be able to move forward, I think definitely puts you in a position of more power, I would say. And yeah, the value in the service speaks for itself, you know. It doesn't need to be oversold, you know. I think that's something that you learn as you go, but many newbies make that mistake of trying to oversell it. It doesn't need to be oversold. The fact you're giving them guaranteed rent and you're willing to cover void periods and chip in with the maintenance. There's not many estate agents that offer that service, you know. It's not every day they get a call like that from someone who's actually going to be able to do what they say on the tin, you know.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. So it's like making it abundantly clear that I'm taking on the risk
Mm,
and you're getting immense benefits,
yeah,
and that I need to almost de-risk the situation
yeah,
by,
yeah,
negotiating, having the
yeah,
right things set up,
yeah,
the
yeah.
right limit on rent, and this, that, and the other.
Exactly, exactly. Do you think your background in being a landlord helped as well, being able to talk to them as a peer almost as well, rather than
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because and again, that's something that I mentioned quite early doors as well,
yeah,
is so that you understand that you know I can see it from their perspective. I'm a
yeah,
businessman.
yeah.
I'm not just some guy that's trying to make
Opportunist.
money on someone else's asset. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think all of those sorts of things, rapport building,
Mm-hmm.
it all comes in under that sort of banner,
Yeah,
and helps build the trust and the believability of,
sure.
that we're gonna do a good job. We can see
Yeah,
it from their perspective.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think that
and
definitely helps having that conversation and seeing it from their perspective goes a long way, you know. So that first one, how did you get it? Was it Open Rent, Gumtree? What was the outreach method that you used?
yeah, so the first two were through Open Rent.
Okay.
So that was just through. So we were doing Open Rent and Gumtree
Yeah,
at the same time,
yeah,
using the
hammering it.
similar sort of using the similar sort of messaging, and obviously Gumtree and Open Rent are connected in the back end with the
Yeah,
stuff anyway. So
yeah, sure.
you know, um, so yeah, we were doing that, and obviously trying to. It was a bit of trial and error,
Of
like
course.
using different wording, seeing what's flagging, what's not
Yeah,
flagging.
yeah. I remember when you messaged me saying that we got flagged about the like shadow ban, and as soon as you mentioned the
Yeah,
company, Open Rent doesn't like that, so you had to set up a new account and go from there.
yeah. So we were just like have loads of different accounts. I don't know how many we had,
Yeah,
and then because we've got personal phones and company phone numbers
yeah,
and that,
yeah,
we had a few different to keep rotating around and
yeah, yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Of course,
So we did all that, and yeah, we were getting hits. We were getting people coming back to us. Obviously, some rejections
of
and straight
course.
no's,
Yeah,
but some people saying, "Yeah, interested. Let's talk more."
yeah.
Um,
Brilliant.
and then it was a case of getting the numbers over
Hmm.
and jumping on a call. So once we're on a call, that's when
That's when you
that's when
shine.
everything. That's when I can do my thing.
Yeah,
You know, and that's what I was getting paid for
yeah,
essentially
yeah. Of
before.
course, of course. That's the same for me. I just want to get them on the call. If I can get them on the call, I'm good from there. It's just that
Yeah,
initial
yeah,
part, isn't it?
That's it. The conversion rate of once we're on a call
Yeah,
is touch wood as being high.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
once we're on that call, then I can instill that confidence.
Absolutely. They can tell within the first couple of minutes of speaking to someone serious, you know, that they're going to be trustworthy. And I think someone like yourself, you come across very well, and having that background in sales is
Thank you.
definitely going to benefit you, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. So I mean, that's how it went then. So got on the call, spoke, obviously did the
Yeah,
viewings, and then tried to, take the advice that you had set, which was, once you're there and you've spoken to them, act quickly. You
yeah,
know, um,
yeah,
I remember that what you were saying, and in the course and stuff like that is like literally within an hour or two,
yeah. If you've
of
done the
visiting.
numbers, yeah.
If
If
you
it
don't,
makes
yeah,
sense,
be be, be
put the
ready with the
offer in.
numbers.
Yeah,
So obviously we had done a few viewings before the first two.
hmm.
Got really close,
I
missed
remember.
out,
Yeah, I remember you.
uh, and and that was just down to small mistakes, small things that could have been improved
Yeah,
in terms of making sure we've got the numbers before we go,
sure.
and being ready to close within an hour or two of
Yeah,
getting back.
yeah.
Um,
Makes
you
sense.
know,
Very
and
common.
then and then just being on them and applying strategic pressure,
Yeah, yeah. Of
you
course.
know, to sort of get them to commit and go, right, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I think you have to move quickly because, as we know, the market's busy, right? And tenants will come along and make an offer eventually, or a couple sharers, you know, people will come
yeah,
and make offers. And I think it's good to strike while the iron's hot. And if you've built that rapport, viewing's gone well, the numbers stack, then, you know, what are you waiting for? You know, get the offer over. As you know, sometimes they fall out of bed. So again, it's a numbers game, right? If you can put multiple offers over like a few weeks period, then you're going to get that first deal at some point, you know?
yeah, exactly. I mean, the one of the ones that got away from us was we were we were ready to sign and everything,
Hmm.
and then she decided the landlady decided to go with somebody else. We'd actually seen them because as as we were doing our viewing,
Yeah.
uh, they had turned up and were waiting to
Ah,
do their viewing.
right.
Um, and the landlady wanted to go with us and was about to go with us, but they then turned on the waterworks and said, "Oh, we really, really need this, this, that, and the other,"
Really?
and
And that
basically
worked.
did a proper sob story. Yeah, I think it was false. I think it was false. But they properly put on the waterworks and created a bit of a emotion behind it and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
she gave me and said, "Oh, look, I'm really sorry."
Were they a company as well, or were they
No,
individual
no, no. They were a family. It was
family?
it was
Yeah.
um, it was a guy who was wanted to put his two daughters in there.
Right. Okay. So
Uh,
that's the emotional side of it there in the story.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, but I've heard stories like this before as well,
Oh, of
where
course.
pe- where people will create a bit of a story just to make
Absolutely.
sure that they to pull on the heartstrings. And
Absolutely. We get those messages every day. You must get them as well.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Um,
So you missed out on that
so
one,
yeah,
but weren't meant to be.
weren't meant to be, no. And then yeah, we had a pretty good start with getting the units booked out pretty
So
much
you've
straight away.
gone for service accommodation, yeah?
Yeah. Gone for service accommodation, got all
Cool.
set up on Airbnb,
Brilliant.
got the socials going,
Brilliant.
and yeah, was just doing a bit of outreach and things like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, we had everything so far in the first two units, every booking that we've had, and it's only been a handful because they've
Yeah.
been long-term bookings.
Brilliant. That's what we want.
By the way, guys, if you want me to help you start or scale your rent to rent business, then click the link in the video description below and book in a free discovery call with me. On that call, we'll have a chat and see if we're a good fit for each other and if I'd be a good mentor for you. Now let's get back into the video.
have all been direct as well, so we didn't miss out on any commission from
Lovely.
through Airbnb or anything like
Lovely.
that.
So how did you, so you get them to message or they inquire on those platforms and then you book with them directly? Is that the plan?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they come in through Airbnb, so we were set to request a book.
Yeah, perfect.
And then we also have our branding on the or in the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're flicking through the pictures, they then see our
Clever.
branding
Clever.
with our details, and then they reach out to us directly. So that we then pick it up on WhatsApp or whatever.
Lovely.
And yeah, that's how we've been able to get those direct bookings.
Brilliant. That's what everyone wants, you know. That's the best way to get started. Direct bookings, using those big portals for obviously lead generation, because let's face it, that's where most of the eyeballs are.
Yeah.
And taking them off of there and getting them to book directly with you is that's a masterclass right there. That's good work.
Yeah, I've put in a few other little. I mean, we've recently switched to Instant Book as well because I was told about, and whether this is right or wrong, I'm not sure, but I was told that with Instant Book enabled, it gives you a few more points on the algorithm to give you visibility.
Okay, well,
Not 100% sure on that. I don't know.
try it. You're trying it now, aren't you? So I guess you'll know in a little while. Get some data back.
So we had Instant Book enabled when we put the new unit live.
Yeah.
So what we did was with the new unit was, because it looked decent already, but we needed to put our stamp on it.
Of course.
So what we do with all our units is we rinse and repeat in terms of our color schemes and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Especially in the bedrooms. So whenever anyone sees a bedroom picture, they should be able to instantly go, if they're familiar with us, they'll go, right, okay, that's one of theirs.
Yeah. That's the way.
Plus, with the rinse and repeat, if we've got tins of paint left over and stuff like that.
You got to recycle that for sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course, absolutely.
And it also cuts down on the sort of debate between me and the missus going, what colour should we do with this, or what should we do with that? How should we design this? It's like, right, okay, we know what the design is. So
we've got something that works. Let's just keep doing what's working, right? We don't need to turn into interior designers overnight.
That's it. We're not interior designers, and I don't want to be spending all day long, working out what paint scheme we want to do.
No.
So
so
the bedrooms stay the same. The other rooms, we decide what we've got. So if there's furniture in there, already that we're going to be reusing, then we'll tie that into the color scheme.
Sure.
So we do that. And what we did was, sorry, just I digressed there a little bit. Because it was in half decent nick, we used the pictures that the landlord had sent us, and I actually went away and found the professional pictures from her original listing.
Okay.
When it was an AST rented property and it was on OpenRent.
Yeah.
So I downloaded the professional images and used them on the listing.
Brilliant.
And basically put the listing live before it was ready.
Clever. Yeah. Get ahead. Test it.
Yeah. Basically to get some visibility.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of people to add it to favorites.
Yeah. All of that.
And also, did the old sort of get the reviews in.
Absolutely.
Through friends and family and what have you.
Listen, first impressions are everything, dude,
So built up the reviews a little bit ahead of time as well. All helps with the visibility.
Absolutely.
And then we got a booking in. Like a 20-day plus booking.
Lovely.
And we basically finished. So we finished on the last Friday at 1 p.m.
Right.
and obviously check-in was at 3 p.m.
All right.
So,
Couple hours
but that was
turnaround.
yeah. We had everything done by one.
Yeah. Yeah. Cutting it
You
fine,
know,
but you were there.
yeah, it was like the last little bits, just like going round again, making sure everything was absolutely,
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah.
Um, we had the cleaners come in and put in because we do linen hire. They came in,
Perfect.
cleaned, put the linen on. We then realised, right, okay, there's a couple bits of towels that they brought along with us that
There's
we're not
always
happy
more. There's
with.
always more things that pop up.
So yeah, there was because we've done linen hire before, but
Mm.
we've typically always provided our own towels.
Sure.
Um, so we have towels, obviously, in the bedrooms,
Yeah.
and then we have kitchen towels and
Yeah.
bathroom towels and stuff like that. And what they provide, the cleaning team provided, I sort of looked at them and was like, that's not quite our standard,
Okay.
you
You've
know.
gone a
Um,
bit
yeah, it
more.
just wasn't. Yeah, because we've always used nice, really plush
Yes. Yes.
towels and
It's
stuff like that. Not
hospitality
much.
end of the day.
Yeah, people want a nice, comfy bed,
Yeah. It's a hotel,
nice
isn't
cushion.
it?
Yeah, nice, comfy bed, cushions. All those soft furnishings. They make a difference.
Of course they do. They
To
separate you from the average people for sure.
yeah. So we've always used really nice uh, towels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we looked at theirs that they had provided, and we was like, yeah, just not quite the standard that we're looking for.
Fair enough.
So then we dashed off to the shops to go buy a bunch of towels and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and bath mats and bits and bobs like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And you were like, pop them in, and it made the difference. You're like, right now that's set right.
Now it looks proper. So
Yeah.
that was your third
Because
one.
yeah,
It's
yeah, this was
amazing.
on the third one. Because
Amazing
on
going.
on the other two, we've always put in on the other two, we provided the linen
Mm-hmm.
and the towels, and they just
Yeah.
obviously the cleaning team takes them away,
Yeah.
launders them, and brings it all back.
Yeah.
But moving forward, it's just going to be linen hire,
Yeah.
just
Keep it
because
simple.
keep it simple. The extra cost isn't that much, and it removes any issues with the linen getting
Damaged.
damaged,
Yeah.
dirty, whatever,
Yeah.
stained,
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's not on us,
Makes sense.
you know.
And if you're going to
So
keep growing and scaling, like I'm sure you are, then it makes sense to set things up like that from now, really, doesn't it?
yeah. So that's the way forward. So yeah, there was a few bits and bobs to do, nothing major.
No.
All just like final touches here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then new guests went in on that day,
Amazing.
and like they booked for a few weeks now.
Perfect. That's what you
Um,
want, those longer term bookings. I mean, less work for you, right? You can focus now on finding more deals, I guess. Are those first two in Manchester as well, or is it just the third one?
yeah, yeah, no,
Still in
all
Manny?
three are in Manchester. Yeah,
Perfect. Perfect.
yeah.
Far from each other or a couple miles or
One is sort of South Manchester,
okay.
and two are a lot closer together,
Okay.
and a bit more central.
Yeah, yeah. You've done so well,
Um,
mate. It's great to see, man. I mean, when we first spoke, start of the year, we were just getting things going and going through what we should be doing to get deals like this, and to be here in September with three deals in the bag is it's quite good going, don't you think?
yeah, it's decent. Yeah, I mean, I'm always quite harsh on ourselves and
Yeah, yeah.
thinking, we could be. I think everybody is. You're like, oh, we
Everyone
could
is,
could
yeah. It's just the
could
standard.
could, could be doing more. We should
Yeah,
have we should have done more. We should be further ahead by now. But realistically, we've done all right. We've done pretty decently. We're
done very
still,
well.
still on the journey.
Yeah,
Still very much at the beginning of the journey. Still learning.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
But if to get three, I mean, it's not going to be long before you get to five and six and cross that sort of 5K, 6K a month profit mark. And
yeah,
then,
yeah,
you're not far off once you get to eight. 8 grand a month, you get making 100 grand a year, you know, from a business that you've only started a year ago, roughly,
Yeah.
you know, not even that.
Yeah, well, that's it now. So the goal, the next objective really is to push on
Hmm.
and see where we can get up to before the end of the year.
Yeah,
Still in talks with a couple of other landlords.
great.
Spoke to one today. Reached out to a new one today. We're going to go back to him
Hmm.
with some details,
Hmm.
and we're also looking at a couple of different models as well. So
Yeah.
we're not we're looking at management only as well,
Okay. Yeah.
to sort of de-risk some of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have additional income streams within the business and diversify. And with management, you don't have to guarantee the rent, do you? You're
Yeah,
working on behalf of them and collecting a commission. So I think that would be wise to definitely spread your wings a bit and have an additional income stream for management as well, you know. And
yeah.
you've got those first few to show landlords, look, this is the standard that we're doing.
Mm.
It's a no-brainer for most landlords, really.
Yeah, and I guess it's part of the pitch now as well, is that we talk about both,
Yeah,
and when we're talking about it, it's like the guaranteed rent is on a case by case basis as well.
absolutely.
Um, so it just reaffirms that sort of mindset of I'll give you guaranteed rent if I say so. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you
If
know,
I think you're the
uh,
perfect fit for it,
yeah, yeah. If your property is worth it,
yeah,
and it's not
we'll
just a bag of
we'll bring
spam.
our brand to you and put our stamp on it if we think you're of the level of our other landlords. If not, then we can offer you management, um, no risk from our end, but everyone still gets to make a bit more money than they would have otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, yeah. So like I said earlier, we throw it in quite early in the conversation that
Yeah,
we're selective about properties that we go with,
yeah,
um, and that we're not just taking on any old bag of spanners.
yeah. That's the way, mate. That's the way. You've done ever so well. I'm very impressed with the progress that you've made. What do you think you'd say to someone, I don't know, starting out? You know, when you first started, when we were speaking in the beginning of the year, it was all very new to you, a lot of information to digest. What would you say to your old self maybe in January, when you weren't sure if it would work? You know, what encouragement would you give someone starting from scratch, you know?
I think like the biggest mindset transition for me
Hmm.
was to stop being that person that wants to know it all before taking that step. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, absolutely.
because I was so guilty of that in past years,
Yeah.
in so many aspects of life.
Yeah.
Like, it's that mindset of being afraid to make a
Mistakes.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 I think oftentimes, because I'm speaking to we've got quite a few new people in the program now, and I go through the same journey with a lot of them, right? And yeah, of course, there's the practical and there's the tactics and the knowledge and things like that, but a lot of it is mindset. And I do find often with intelligent people like yourself, sometimes it can serve you better to be not as clever, almost, you know, because it's like
yeah. I know what you're
when
saying.
you
Yeah,
have that brain that breaks things down and wants to have all the answers up front, it can sometimes stop you from taking messy, imperfect action, can't it?
yeah. I think the
And
best way is just to take action. I know it's such a cliche. You always
yeah,
hear it on social, take action and all the
yeah,
rest of it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but it is true. It's take action. It's be decisive.
mm-hmm,
It's don't be afraid of making mistakes.
yeah,
It's having the circle of knowledgeable people, the people that have walked the path
yeah,
before you,
sure,
around you to help make those decisions
yeah,
and guide you sort of every step of the way.
mm-hmm.
Like the people who try and go it alone.
It's risky.
I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm certainly not the stupidest.
No,
And There's no way. There's
Too
absolutely
much.
no
Yeah.
way
There's too much.
I
Too many
would be able to work it
mistakes.
out
Yeah.
on your own
Yeah.
without any guidance
Yeah.
and trying to do it
Wing it.
from trying to wing it, or just trying to do it from a textbook or something or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's certain things that you can't convey
No.
in a course.
No.
You know, in a textbook,
No.
you've got
Not
to
at
be able
all.
to have. You've got to be able to have a person or people around you to be able to
Hmm.
bounce ideas off and go,
Yeah.
right, okay, this is what I've done. This
Yeah.
is what the next step is. You know, is there something that I should be aware of,
Yeah.
or you
To
know,
speed up your learning curve, right? That's the whole point of being a part of a network of people that are have done what you want to do. It's you're just speeding up your progress and cutting out the
yeah,
mistakes in real time as well, you know? Like some people spend so many more years than they need to trying to figure something out when they could just join a program, join a mentorship, and accelerate their progress, you know, and learn from someone else's mistakes rather than making their own, which sometimes can be costly and oftentimes ruins people's businesses and stops them from even giving it a right go, you know, because they make one bad error and they're in the hole and they've got a unit that isn't performing, and before you know it, you know, they've given up, which often happens in business, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to
yeah,
second you there. You know, having a network of people definitely helps, and having someone there to bounce ideas off it goes a long way.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, so we've had a good run, good early run.
For sure.
I hope you enjoyed that powerful conversation, guys. If you'd like me to help you achieve the same success that Jason has, then click the link below and book in a free call with myself. On that call, we'll have a good chat and work out if we're a good fit to work together or not. If so, then great. If not, then that's also fine too. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.